Hello, everybody. How are you? Nice to see you. Welcome to the class today. This is Keith from Keith Speaking Academy or the YouTube channel English Speaking Success. Back from my holidays. I've been away for a couple of weeks in the UK, spending some time with my brother, my sister, my father, and some friends there. And it was wonderful. And now, how exciting! I'm back to work. Hooray! So very nice to see all of you today. Thank you so much for joining me. Very excited to be here. We have an exciting lesson today. We're going to be talking about the topic of sports, looking at vocabulary, looking at collocations, all that kind of stuff. And I really can't wait to get going. So let's begin with a bit of this. Great, so very nice to see all of you here. Let's see who's in the house today. We've got Doan, who's looking for me. Shikar, nice to see you as well. Great. Lama Z Shalish, hello and good. Yes, is it morning, afternoon, evening? It depends, right? Great, good to see you. Dob Dong Sering, hi, nice to see you. We've also got people, Radi from Algeria, great to see you. Kumbale, hooray. And who else? Damiao, good to see you here. Nice to see you again, indeed. Your language is fantastic. Thank you very much. Lei, nice to see you. Lovely to see you here. Who else is here? We've got Gul, we've got Warinda, we've got Amina from Algeria as well. Miriam says, hope you had a nice holiday. Thank you very much. I did. It was lovely. JK Engineering from Sri Lanka. Reza, hello there. Edison, brilliant. Good. Listen, nice to see all of you. So many people from all around the world. It's very exciting to be back here. My travels took me to Manchester, which is where I'm from originally. I know you'd probably never guess because I really don't have a strong Manchester accent. I think it's because I've lived abroad so many years, and maybe because I teach English, my accent has changed a little bit as I enunciate rather more clearly than I used to. It's nice to be back in Manchester. But I also went to Cambridge, down in the south of England, which was wonderful. We saw the universities, we went punting on the Cam. You know, the Cam, there's a river, and you get this big stick and go punting on the boats. Lovely, a lot of fun. Also went to Norwich, lovely, in Norfolk, right on the east of England. Very, very pretty little city. So, pretty little city. I'm a poet, and I don't know it yet. Anyway, it was very exciting. So, now I'm back in Santander, where, would you believe it, it's raining. I had 2 weeks of sunshine in Manchester, and Santander is raining in Spain. What's going on, Spain? Looks like the summer is coming to an end. But listen, you're not interested in my holidays. You're here because today we're going to have what we're going to have. We're going to have this, right? Helping you talk fluently about sports. So the topic today is sports. It's a very, very, very common topic in IELTS speaking. And recently, I think there have been questions around sport. So hopefully this will help you out with vocabulary, with grammar, idioms, and pronunciation. We're going to do some listening activities too. If you are taking the test soon, good luck. I hope it goes well. If you are new here, then just let me tell you that I do have a website, right? It's called the KeithSpeakingAcademy.com, right? And it looks a bit like this. Doesn't look anything like that. It looks more like, come on, it looks more like this. Here we go. If you go there, you can find out information about preparing for IELTS speaking. There's information about the test, about the different parts, 1, 2, and 3, about the topics. You can find tips, you can find the live lesson. And of course, today's live lesson, you will be able to find here later and download the PDF here. You just have to leave an email address and I'll send that to you later. There's lots of live lessons. You can find out all of the information here about them. And also, if you haven't done yet, check the homepage and get the book, which is Avoid the 10 Most Common Mistakes in IELTS Speaking. You can get that right there on the homepage. And if you do want to study more with me, you can click here and you can find out all about my online course, IELTS Speaking Success, Get a Band 7 Plus Gold. It's there. Prepare for IELTS speaking without the stress. I think that's what it's all about. So you can go and check that out later if you like on the Speaking Academy, keithspeakingacademy.com, right? Excellent. So today, let me share with you what we're going to do. Let me see. Wait a moment. I'm just going to pull a few things over. It's not letting me do it, so I'll do it this way instead. I'm going to go through what we're going to do today in the lesson so you know what's coming. First of all, I've got to lean over here because this is coming. Sports, right? We're looking at the topic of sports like this guy who's getting ready or practicing either for American football or I guess that could be rugby, possibly. Who knows? We're then going to be having a look at vocabulary on the topic of sports. We will look at things like basketball and other such things. Sports you do. I'm going to be talking about different sports that you enjoy doing and how you talk about them. We'll also talk about watching sports because there's two things, right? When you say, I love sport, does that mean you love doing sport or watching sport? So we're going to be looking at the language you need to talk about watching sports. And also, I've got some tips for IELTS speaking. I've got 2 interesting tips today, which will help you, especially in this topic, right? And then we'll look at collocations and idioms. It's always fun to look at collocations and idioms to expand your vocabulary and make it bigger and bigger and wider so you can get a band 7 eventually, or 8, or maybe 9. And at the end, we're going to finish with a game of Kahoot where we're going to review. It's a game where we review some of the language from today's lesson. So make sure you're awake, you're not sleeping, so you can get a good score in the Kahoot at the end. Right, that's what we've got in store today for our lesson on sports. Good. So let's see how you're all doing here. Right. Pleased to join your lesson. Great. Thank you very much. Hellos. Yes, people do like Kahoot. It's a strange game, but people really love it. Right, Alexandra, lovely to see you all the way from Ukraine. And Mirajalol, all the way from Uzbekistan. Nice. So let's kick off, right? Let me begin. I'll get my things here. I'm going to begin with a warm-up. Now this, right, is a way for me just to test you and to warm up. I'd like you in the chat to fill in the gap for each question. Just put number 1, the word, number 2, the word, number 3, the word. There may be different possibilities, right? So the first one is I like to blank sports, especially team sports. What's the missing word? Number 2, I'm not very blank. I prefer to read books at home. Number 3, I've been blank yoga for 2 years. So take a moment in the chat, write down 1, the word, 2, the word, and 3, the word, right? Great. And then I'll share some of your ideas up here as well. Hey, I can see Clarita's here. Nice to see you. Brilliant. Where are you? Clarita. Why do I call you Clarita? Clara. It was the Gasita that got me. Number 1, do. Interesting. Layla says do as well. Okay, listen, I'm going to put on some very, very gentle music for you as you put some answers up. Right, wow, that's some very, very peaceful music, right? Great. So I like to, okay, there are different possibilities. Many of you said do sports, correct, good. Some of you said play sports, correct, good. Some of you said watch sports, correct, good, right? All of those are correct. I like to do, play, or watch sports. In fact, some of you said practice. Good, correct. Practice, I like to practice sports. Practice has the idea a bit like that you're training. So if you practice a sport, it's probably you're a bit more serious about it, right? Whereas if you play football, maybe it's for fun. If you practice a certain sport, you don't practice football, but you go to football practice, you're probably training, you're probably in a team, in a league, and, playing a bit more seriously. But all of these are correct, right? All of these are correct answers. Do, play, watch, and practice. Anything else that came up? Participate in, but that's 2 words. It's correct, but it's 2 words, right? Notice I said 1 word. Okay. Number 2, I'm not very... Now, I was thinking of this word that a few people had, sporty. I'm not very sporty, right? You don't enjoy sports and not very good at it. I prefer to read books at home. Good. Somebody said active. I'm not very active. Good and correct. Somebody said social. I'm not very social. I prefer to read books at home. I mean, social, that's correct. But remember, we're looking at the topic of sport. So if we're looking for adjectives connected with sport, I'm going to take that off. It's correct, but it's not quite relevant here, if you like. Okay. Sporty and active were the best ones. Any others that came up? Let me just check. I'm double checking, going back. Interested. Again, interested in. I'm not very interested in sport, but that's 3 words, right? So it has to be 1 word. I'm not very outdoorish. Ooh, that's interesting. I'm not very outdoorish. Again, it's not entirely connected to sport, but it could be a good word. Yes. Okay, good. I'm going to stay with those. I have been, this one, you want to say doing, right? You do yoga. You can't play yoga, do yoga. Or you could say practicing yoga for 2 years. Okay, so those are adjectives and these are verbs in the gerund. Why is it doing and not do? Because I have been doing. Present perfect continuous. It means something that you began a long time ago and continue doing up to today, right? I've been doing yoga for 2 years. It's not true, but it's a good example, right? Doing yoga. Okay, excellent, good. Let me pull across a little bit. McDonald's? Why am I thinking of McDonald's? Okay, Great, good. Well done, guys. Really, really good. Some fantastic answers. Nice. Yeah, good. Some of you put I can see performing. I've been perform. I wouldn't say performing. Not performing yoga. You can sometimes sport in a competition when people are watching is a performance. But I wouldn't say here that you perform yoga. No. Practicing, doing, right. That's it. Present perfect. I have been doing. Right, okay. Teaching, says Layla. I have been teaching. Yes. You could. If you are a teacher, of course, I have been teaching is possible. Yes. Excellent. Nice. Miss Pamis, I am hungry. You're right. David, I like this. One sport a day keeps the doctor away. Nice. Good. Excellent. Good. Cooley, where is your coffee, sir? It's tea, my dear friend. It's tea over here. Today is tea. Coffee's on a different day. Right, good. We're warmed up. Let's get in with vocabulary, right? IELTS speaking vocabulary. We're talking about sports. I'll just bring this up a little bit. So let's start. Sport as a noun. I'm going to begin with the basics and get a bit more complicated. Sport is a noun, right? A sport. And it's countable. A sport or two sports. So you can say, which sport do you practice? Right? Remember, we could say play or do or practice. Which sport do you practice? Well, I like doing winter sports, comma, like skiing and skating. So sports, countable, it's in the plural, right? It can be countable. I like doing sports. I like lots of different sports. My favorite sport is football, for example. However, sport can also be uncountable, right? As a noun, it can be uncountable. When we're speaking more generally about the abstract idea, the idea of sport, then it becomes uncountable. I did a lot of sport when I was younger, right? So we're talking about an abstract idea. You could say I did a lot of sports, and then you're thinking football, tennis, hockey. I did a lot of sport, it's just general, right? We're not thinking about 1, 2, 3, it's just the general idea. I did a lot of sport when I was younger, but I don't do much sport these days. Very general, it can be uncountable as well, okay? Which is great because you can use both and you'll be correct. Sport also, this is interesting, right? Can also be a verb. To sport, and I'll just make that clear as a verb, is to wear something or to decorate possibly, but normally to wear something. For example, she is sporting a fashionable red hat. She is wearing a fashionable red hat. I'm sporting my new t-shirt. This t-shirt, right? I'll show you. I'm sporting this t-shirt today because my wife bought it for my birthday. You may know I'm a Leo, which means I have my birthday in August. I had my birthday in August. Birthday present from the missus, t-shirt. Lovely. Nice. That's why I'm sporting my new t-shirt. So to sport, right, is also a verb, to sport. Nice. It's also, believe it or not, of course, it's an adjective. As we said, sporty. So somebody who enjoys doing sport and is usually good at sport is sporty. I'm not really a sporty person. My brother is a very sporty person. I'm quite a sporty person. I mean, I do enjoy some sports like running, swimming, walking, skiing, but I'm not really very sporty. Or I'm not really the sporty type, which means you don't really enjoy sports. Now, and I know, right, some of you are probably thinking, wow, this topic, sports is a difficult topic, right? just to let you know, if you're just joining us, we're talking about sports. It can be a difficult topic if you don't like sports. And if you don't like sports, you're thinking, oh my God, what do I talk about? Don't worry, I'm going to help you with that a little bit later in today's lesson. So, sport, I'm not the sporty type. The verb plus sport. Let me see how we're doing. Sporty, yes, great, you're practicing, good. Oh, nice. La says, that t-shirt looks nice. It looks nice, excellent. Honey is a Leo too. Civil engineer, happy belated birthday. Thank you so much. That t-shirt is outstanding. Well, I will tell my wife. Thank you very much. Okay. We've got sporty, foodie. Abdo, you're right. The idea, lots of adjectives in English have the Y. Sporty, happy, foodie. But foodie is a noun, right? Notice. Happy birthday, great. My brother, this is Shanoza, says, my brother is really sporting type. Oh, you're almost there, right? Is a really, I would say the. My brother is the really sporty type, or is a really sporty type. Both of those are okay, right? Good, I'm here to help you. Thank you for sharing, Shanoza, that's great. Imad says, I try to be a sporty person. Great, excellent. Layla, I've taken the IELTS exam recently and part 1 was about sport. Listen, Layla, I hope it went well for you, right? Best of luck. Let us know how you did. Niwa says, I do sports every day. Lovely. Excellent. So we've got do. We've said before, right? We do sports, we can play sports, and we can practice sports slightly more seriously. Of course, when you mention which sport it is, like soccer, you have to be careful to use the right verb. So most sports with a ball or a racket or a bat and that are competitive tend to be play. Play soccer, play football, play tennis, play basketball, right? However, if you're doing an individual sport without a ball or something, usually it's do. So you do yoga, you do Pilates, you do judo, you do taekwondo, you do karate, you do sports that are usually individual, right? It's a rule of thumb, right? It's not always 100% true, but by and large, a rule of thumb that works. Okay. So those are the verbs we're using. Great. Let me just push on and, okay, I'm going to push on and talk about something slightly different, doing sports. Okay. So you'll remember, right, at the start of this lesson, we talked about sports. We said we're going to look at sports and the vocabulary. What I want to do now is actually look at sports that you do, right? First of all, I'm going to show you some phrases we can use, very simple, to talk about the sports you like or the sports that you do. So, different ways of saying, I like a sport. I like football, or I like basketball. We can say, I'm into. Actually, let me change this because, of course, when you're writing, you say, I am. But when you're speaking, it's I'm. And you'll probably connect I'm into, like mint. I'm into football. Try with me. I'm into football. I'm into basketball. Notice the stress is football, basketball. Stress on the first syllable there. I'm into tennis. Nice. What about you? What are you into? Great. You can speak out loud. You can also put a note in the chat. Same again. I'm keen on. Whoops. Try and link the keen on. Keen on. Keen on. I'm keen on. Sounds strange, right? I'm keen on. I'm keen on football. Basketball. I'm keen on basketball. Tennis. I'm keen on tennis. Somebody at the back saying, I'm not keen on tennis. That's good as well. I'm a big fan of, right? I'm a big fan of football. I'm a big fan of football. Nice. Let's slow it down. I'm a big fan of tennis. Yeah, great. If you've been watching Wimbledon, you'll be seeing all the excitement there with the men's final and the different characters we've got there. I've forgotten the name of the guy who was very controversial because he was always shouting and getting angry, but people seem to love him. I'm a big fan of that sport. Or I'm one for football. I'm not one for football, actually. I'm one for swimming. I'm not one for football. Notice the for becomes f. F. Repeat with me. F. For football. I'm one for football. Negative. I'm not one for football. I'm not one. I do the not becomes not. I'm not one for football. Great. Finally, I really dig, right? To dig something, literally, is, you probably know this, right? But to dig is when you take, hello, what are you doing? Go away. It's when you take a spade and you dig. Boom, boom, boom. You dig a hole in the ground. But if you dig something, it means you like it. I dig your lessons, Keith. Even if I say so myself. No, I dig the Marvel films. I dig going to the cinema. I really dig your t-shirt. Hey, nice t-shirt. I really dig it. Right? I really dig football. I really dig Manchester United. I really dig tennis. Yeah. Well, I dig tennis. I'm not a huge fan, right? I'm kind of keen on tennis. There you go. Lots of nice phrases. So I want you to do a bit of practice. Let's see. Tell me what you think, right? We've got some examples here. I really dig table tennis. Excellent. Haj says, Haj, be careful with dig. This is really good, Haj. Ahmed, thank you. Because with dig, there is no there's no am, right? It's I really dig, right? The others is I am, but here dig is a verb, to dig. Excellent, Haj Ahmed. Thank you so much for that. That's great. Shiva says, I'm one for soccer. Lovely. Hinua, I'm not one for football. Lovely. I'm a big fan of Keith's English course on YouTube on crack of dawn every day. Nice. Lovely. Thank you. Julia, I'm not one for football. Right. So Mina also, football is not my cup of tea. Lovely. Nice idiomatic expression. I like it. I dig the Marvel film. Lovely. That's just one. But if you like all of them, I dig the Marvel films. Right, Rosalba, this is nice. I'm going to help you just with this sentence because I think it will help everybody. I really dig couch potato. Now, couch potato is something that you are, right? I am a couch potato. So you need to just put in a verb here. I really dig being a couch potato. Look at me, I've got to correct myself. Being a. That would be more natural. I really dig being a couch potato. Ha ha ha. Rosalba, me too, if the truth be told. Nice. Good. I really dig Keith's lessons. Okay. I'm partial to doing yoga. Yes, you could say that. Just remember, if you say I'm partial to, whenever you have a preposition like to and a verb, it's always ing. I'm partial to doing yoga. I'm interested in doing yoga, right? That preposition and a verb is always ing. Asmael, you have given everybody a beautiful lesson there. So good. Thank you so much. Okay, so lovely. Now, I'm going to ask you a question then. Now we've got this. I'm going to take us, what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and do something here. Let me see if I can do it here. Oh, can I do this? Oh, it's not going to let me do it. I know this might happen. Bear with me, right? I'm just trying to set something up. Let me try and set this up. I'm not sure if it's going to work. Oh, come on, guys. Now, yes, now it's working. So I'll show you what I'm doing, actually, because what I'm doing is I'm trying to set something up on a website. This is called Streamer Live. A big shout out to the guys at Streamer Live. This is not sponsorship or anything. It's just a tool that I'm using with them. And I've got a question for you here. Which sport did you practice as a child, right? I'm going to start this. I want you to answer this question for me. Okay, I'm just going to come over. Here's the question again. Which sport did you practice as a child? Okay, you can use, well, if you use these, remember we're talking in the past tense, right? Which sport did you practice as a child? And I'm going to set this up so we can see your answers, hopefully, up here. I really dig. Right, but I need the sport. I'm really into swimming. Okay, good. We're getting some answers now. Excellent. I played badminton. When I was into, exactly, good. Running, excellent. Swimming, nice. Let's see what else you've got coming up. Right, I used to play. I was into running. I'm going to share some of your answers down here as well as you're putting them up here. Kiana says, I used to play football. I'm not into football now. Riwaz, I used to be into playing cricket. I used to be into playing cricket. I'm into football now. Excellent. Hanan, nice to see you. I was into running. SM says, as a child, I was a big fan of football. Excellent. Great. Anna says, I used to play chess. Wow, Anna, is chess a sport? I'm not sure about that. It's a game, but I'm not sure it's a sport. Johnny Beck says, jogging. Used to practice jogging. Nilofar, I was keen on football. Great. I was keen on. That's nice, right? My World says, I practiced yoga when I was young. Great. Akib, I used to play football. Okay, great. So you can say, I used to. I was keen on. I played. Or I did. Or I was into. Okay, so there's lots and lots of different ways you can talk about sport you did as a child, right? That you practiced as a child. Okay. I used to, whoops. Whoops. I played. I was into. Excellent. Those are great ways to talk about it. Very simple, very clear, perfect. I've got another question. Which sports do you do now? So notice the change in tense. Which sports do you do now? I'm going to run this again as a cloud. Let's see if this works as a cloud. Da-da-da-da. Which sports do you do now? Let's have a look, guys. Which sports do you do now? Layla, you asked about would in the past. Yes, you could also use would. Yes. Yeah, Sohail asked the same question about using would. Great. GSP, I currently dig football. Nice. Word cloud isn't working, but not to worry. Johnny Beck, I'm a big fan of street workout in my free time. I'm not sure what a street workout is. Maybe you can elaborate. Sparsh, I like this. I'm more into hiking out now. Okay, great. Sawaz, I really keen on. Remember, I'm right because keen is an adjective. So I'm really keen on. Great, Sawazan, nice, great. Have you got the NHS on your avatar? That's nice. Support the NHS. Good grief, they certainly need it at the moment. Kara says, at the moment, I'm into yoga. Excellent, good. We've also got Yule. I'm currently playing badminton. Currently, I play football. I like to play. Yeah, great. I love going skiing. Very good, Jay. But I haven't been able to because of COVID. Nice answer. Nice and elaborate with different tenses, right? Gia says, I kinda love playing badminton. Very good. Like it. Very, very nice. Who else have we got? Zora says, yoga. Parisa says, I'm playing football. Good for you. Parisa, excellent. And Nazanin says, I'm interested in playing tennis now. Great. So lots of different ways. Very, very simple. Again, I mean, to talk about what you do now. Again, we've talked about all of these. I realize when I type, everything shakes. Never mind. I currently play or do At the moment, I'm doing I'm doing yoga. Let me do some complete answers, right? I'm into football nowadays. I'm just going to change the font because I like my examples to be in black. Okay. I'm into I currently play or I do. At the moment, I'm doing. You can say. Okay. I'm fond of was another nice one. I'm fond of. Remember, I said with a preposition and a verb, ing. I'm fond of swimming. Right? I'm fond of swimming. So be careful whenever you have a preposition plus a verb, then that verb is always ing. Right? Well, I'm interested in preposition. I'm interested in I'm interested in what? I'm interested in walking or hiking, let's say. Somebody talks about hiking. I'm interested in hiking. So preposition plus verb plus ing, it's always the verb in the gerund. Nice, excellent, lovely, good. Anything else? Body combat, wow, I do. So here, you've either got I do or I am doing, right? I'm doing body combat is fine, or I do body combat is great. Elena, now I'm not really sporty. Yeah, that happens, right? Many people, when they're younger, they're really sporty. And then these days, we become couch potatoes. Good. I'm good at basketball. Excellent. Siavesh, I'm into. So into is also a preposition. And because it's a preposition, we have to have I'm into doing, right? Siavesh, thank you so much. This is interesting, Mikola. Now I'm keen on work outing. Now the verb is to work out. Okay. So to work out. So I am keen on. So the verb work plus ing, and then out goes at the end, right? Okay, so as a verb, it's separable, work out. I'm keen on working out. Yeah, Mikola, I hope that makes sense. I love it because you've got the idea of working out. Working, I'll just correct it for you. And you've been very, very, very creative by saying workouting. I mean, that's great. That is brilliant because your mind has got the rule, you're applying it, you're seeing patterns, it's beautiful. It's a small mistake, but listen, mistakes are how we learn, especially if a teacher can correct you. I'm keen on working out. Lovely, Michaela, thank you so much for sharing. Aliana says, I'm into cycling. Nice, excellent, good. Okay, so what is coming up next? Let me have a look. Okay, I'm going to refer back to this thing here. Sports you do. We've talked about different sports you do, things that maybe you dig or that you like. Let's move on. Let's talk about watching sports. Now, we have talked about couch potatoes, but here I'm gonna do a listening exercise with you. Okay, that flashing TV. I do apologize. Oof. Here, so what I'm going to do is the following, right? Let's take this question. Do you prefer to do sports or watch them? Do you prefer to do sports or watch them? Okay. Listen to the first answer, okay, and jot down or note any interesting collocations. Okay. So listen carefully and make a note of any interesting collocations. If you're ready, give me a like. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. So I know that you're ready. Just give me a thumbs up and we're going to listen. You are going to listen particularly and just note any interesting collocations. Collocations, if you don't know, are 2 or 3 words that go together, right? Do sports, that's a collocation. Play football, that's a collocation. Those words go together, right? You can't say do football. No, that's not a collocation. That's incorrect. But play football, that's a collocation and it's correct. So, are you ready? Let's listen and make a note of any collocations. Okay, here we go. I'm going to play this for you. Do you prefer to do sports or watch them? I must confess, although I played lots of sport as a kid, nowadays I just don't get round to it. You know, after working all day, I prefer to slump down in front of the telly and watch a good football match. I guess I've become a bit of a couch potato. Right, so let's see. Let's see any collocations that you picked up from that listening. Right, Chao said get round. Okay, good. Elena, get round to it. Facebook user slump down couch potato. Football match. Slum down. Oh, that's okay. That's different from slump down. A couple of you asking slum down, maybe. Let's see what else. I prefer to play sport. Yes, I'm just checking that. Yes. What else did we have? A catch potato. Is that how you spell it? Go round to it. Almost. Slam down. That's interesting. Okay. Working all day. Probably not a collocation. Not quite. This is nice. A bit of a couch potato. So not only couch potato, a bit of a couch potato. Nice. What else? Get around. Ming Ming. I like the avatar. Sarah, I don't get round to it. Okay, very, very nice. So let's check. I'm going to help you with this because I'm going to play it again, but this time with subtitles, and you can check the spelling of your collocations. Okay, are you ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Okay, thank you, Jesus. Here we go. I just have to find the file now, of course. Click, 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 click. Here we go. I must confess, although I played lots of sport as a kid, nowadays I just don't get round to it. You know, after working all day, I prefer to slump down in front of the telly and watch a good football match. I guess I've become a bit of a couch potato. Okay, excellent, good. So a lot of you are getting this. You're getting the right one. I'm going to go through this. Excellent. Get round to it. Slump down. Rodas Johnson, thank you so much. Right, good, good. I'm just checking all your answers. That's great. So let me go through with you. Let's go through together. And what I'll do is I'll just highlight the thingamajigs. The thingamajigs? Yes, the thingamajigs. The collocations as I go. I must confess. I mean, that in a way is an expression, right? It means I must admit, you know, to be honest. To be honest, I must confess. Although I played lots of sport as a kid, nowadays I just don't get round to it. So to get round to it is it's actually a phrasal verb, but it's a kind of collocation. To get round to it is to find time to do something, right? To get round to it. Find time to do something. I really want to get the my office painted, but I just haven't got round to doing it, or I haven't got round to it. I haven't found time to do it. Nowadays, I don't get round to doing sport. I don't get round to it. After working all day, I prefer to slump down. Okay, again, it's a phrasal verb rather than a collocation, but never mind. I mean, it's also a collocation. I prefer to slump down in front of the telly. To slump down just means to drop and slouch, right? Just to drop. When a heavy weight drops, then it slumps down. And your whole body just collapses, right? To slump down. So it's really like to drop or to collapse. To drop, to collapse, yes. To drop or to collapse. There's a spelling. Oh, come on. Oh, no. Hey, collapse. To collapse. I prefer to slump down, to drop or to collapse. So that it's your body to fall into the sofa. I prefer to slump down. It's the same as sit down, but the idea you're dropping, right? To drop, to collapse. In front of the telly, excuse me. In front of the telly, you could say that as a collocation. In front of the television or the telly. And watch a good football match. Football match. I guess I have become a bit of a couch potato. A couch potato or a bit of a couch potato. A couch potato is a person who, well, not watching television, a person who spends a lot of time on the sofa. Too much time on the sofa. I guess what it really means is that you're lazy, right? Really. I think that's what we're really trying to say. Let me just change that. Dun, dun. Yeah. So a couch potato. The couch is the sofa, right? Couch equals sofa. A couch. Oh, I can hear the carpenter has arrived. Okay, a couch, a sofa. So I guess I've become a bit of a couch potato. You spend too much time on the sofa, typically watching TV, eating popcorn, and getting fat is the idea. Right, good. Slump down, lie down. Yes, it's kind of more. Yes, it can be. It's usually when you sit down more than lie down, but you sit down not very straight. You're like this, right? You're slouching, as we say. Yeah, Tong, you're absolutely right. The couch potato means you leave a sedentary lifestyle, basically. Julia, very nice. Bone idle. I like that. Very, very nice. Lazy or bone idle. Let's put that in because it's a lovely, lovely piece of language. Thank you so much, Julia. Yeah. Bone idle. Slouch. Yes, to slouch. It's to sit in a not, how do I say, not straight, to sit but not straight. I don't know if there's a better word, but you saw what I did, right? Good. Don't be a couch potato, guys. Like Adele, don't be a couch potato. Do lots of exercise, right? Okay, excellent. Good. So we picked out some collocations. Now, I'm going to move on. What I want to do now is this one. Is listen to the second answer. So there's a second answer and note any interesting collocations. So listen to a different answer and make a note of any collocations or phrasal verbs, let's say. Yeah. Bad posture. Jay, very good. Thanks for that. Bad posture. So to slouch is to have a bad posture. Very good. Yeah. Let me put that in. I just saw it. Let me add that up here. With a bad posture. Nice. Lovely. So we're up to number 2. Just give me a thumbs up if you're ready. We're going to listen to the second answer. It's the same question, right? Do you prefer to do sports or to watch sports? Why do I do that when I stress? I know, because I'm a visual learner. Do you prefer to do sports or to watch sports? Thumbs up. Lovely. Manar and Adele and Kazi, thank you very much. Let's listen to the second one, number 2. Ready? Here we go. Well, I watch the occasional football match or game of golf, but I'm not an avid sports fan, to be honest. I certainly don't play any sports nowadays, unless, well, a walk in the park counts. Right, don't get distracted by the park. I wasn't in the park, but it looks like I was in the park, right? Let's have a look. Let's see what you've got. Ooh, interesting. Oh, I've lost you. Football match, that was the last one. Yes, David, I'm becoming a bit Spanish. Avid sport fan. Sport, maybe. Okay. Habits sport fan. Chamus. Good guess. I like this. A walk in the park. A walk in the past counts. Ooh, interesting. Fabio, I'm not an avid sport fan. This is getting very interesting. We won the cricket. All right. I prefer do sport, but sometimes what? Okay, let's find out. Chow, a walk in a park account. Wow, this is getting more than interesting. This is fascinating. Zoe, avid sport fan. Sunny, to be honest, great. Your avatar looks like a poster for a TV program. Julia, a walk in the park. Dawn, avid sport fan. Jane, not an avid sports fan. Park accounts. This is very interesting. I love it. Layla, avid sport fun. Football match. Great. Shanoza, right? Okay, brilliant. And a walk in the park. Ooh, occasional. Very interesting. Excellent, good. So again, I'm going to play with the subtitles. I want you to check your spelling, right? Let's do it. Well, I watch the occasional football match or game of golf, but I'm not an avid sports fan, to be honest. I certainly don't play any sports nowadays, unless, well, a walk in the park counts. Okay, let's have a look then. Right, you'll have seen, right, the difference, but I think you're very, very, very close, all of you, and some of you are spot on. Let's have a look. So the second answer. Well, I watch the occasional football match. So this is a nice collocation, right? As well as football match. The occasional football match, which means I watch a football match now and again, sometimes, now and then. But we put it as an adjective, the occasional football match. So as an adverb, I watch football matches occasionally, but I like it here as an adjective, the occasional football match or game of golf, right? So we've got football match, but a game of golf, right? A golf is not a match. It's not two teams playing against each other, a game of golf. I'm not an avid sports fan. So an avid fan or an avid sports fan. Normally here we'd put sports in the plural, and it's a fan, not fun. Hooray! No, fan. An avid sports fan. To be honest, do you remember we had, I must confess, to be honest, to be frank, all of these are nice little fillers, connectors that you can use. I certainly don't play any sports nowadays. This is not a collocation, but it's nice language, which means for sure, right? It's crystal clear, for sure. I certainly don't play any sports nowadays, unless a walk in the park counts. So a walk in the park can be a collocation, but the template here, the structure is unless counts, right? I don't unless counts. I'll see if I can get this out for you. Right? The best way to show this is probably just give you another example, right? I don't eat meat unless, let's say, chicken counts. So what it means basically is that I don't do something, but if you include the second one, then maybe I do, right? So I don't eat meat, but if you think chicken is meat, then maybe I do. I don't play any sports, but if you think a walk in the park is a sport, then yes, I do. Right? It counts means, does that count? It is, find a synonym. Come on, Keith, find a synonym. It counts means that it can be included in your idea, right? So, yeah. Yes, it counts. It can be included. I'm not sure that's the best definition, but it counts. in the idea or the list. Okay. It can be. I will think of some more ideas. I'm sure actually you will probably give me some better ideas or examples. Let's see. Can be considered. You see, I think it's much better to get the students to do the teaching. Can be considered, right? It counts. It can be included. It can be considered. Brilliant. Thank you, Shazad. You're a lifesaver. Yeah. Be counted as. Yapping, you're right. Yes, it can be counted as. Layla, great example. I don't read books unless your great videos count, right? I'll just put count in the singular there, in the plural. Exactly. Now, videos probably don't count as books, but this example is perfect, right? I don't read books unless videos can be considered as a book. Excellent. Thanks, Layla. Nice. Got it. Here's a great example. I don't eat meat unless chili counts. Right. Does chili count? Great example. Chili con carne. That would be definitely with meat, but it's a great example. Maria, nice. I don't eat unhealthy food unless French fries count. Yes. Perfect. Nice. Great. Good. All of those are good. I think those are great. Some good examples. Thanks for sharing all of those. Nice. Great. So we've been looking at sports that you do. We've been looking there at watching sports and comparing the difference. I'm seeing what's coming up next. What's coming up next? Let's check. Collocations and idioms we've talked about. Right. Kahoot? No. Something's missing. Tips for IELTS speaking. That's what's missing. Okay, tips for IELTS speaking. Let's have a look at this. I'm very cheeky because I put it on a full screen so I can have a drink of tea whilst you're looking at it. Clever, eh? Now, so I've got two tips, right? Let me check the time. Let's see how we're doing. Yeah, I'm wondering what to do here. Okay, yeah, I think we've got time. Just got enough time. There's always enough time. Chill out, Keith. Here we go. IELTS speaking tip, tenses. Now, I realized, right, with a topic like sports, when I was thinking about vocabulary, there's not too much difficult vocabulary with sports, right? I mean, if we look back, we've looked at things like I like, I'm into, I'm a fan of, I watch the occasional match, I'm a couch potato, I play football, I do sport. It's fairly simple vocabulary, right? And that's fine, right? That's absolutely fine. If for one topic it's simple vocabulary, don't stress, don't sweat, absolutely fine. Use simple vocabulary. But here's a tip, right? Not an earthquake. Here's a tip that if you're using simple vocabulary, you can use several different tenses. So it allows you to keep the vocabulary simple and focus on tense and changing the tense. Because remember, in IELTS speaking, 25% vocabulary, 25% grammar. So if you're changing tense, you're showing a wide range of grammar, that's good. So you can do that with this topic because the vocabulary is quite simple. Let me give you an example, right? I want you to listen to this simple answer, simple and sample, but a simple answer. How many different tenses do you hear? Right? That's the question. How many different tenses do you hear? Write your answer in the chat. Let's listen. Okay? Let me find it. Where are you? Here it is. Ready? I play tennis. I've been playing since I was a kid. I remember I took it up when I was 9 because I had seen my friends play it and I wanted to try it too. I thought, when I'm older, I will be the best player in the world. Okay, how many tenses do you hear? Right? How many tenses do you hear? Let's see. Going to have a look at your answers. Wow. Okay. Fabio is giving us all the tenses. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 there, right? Okay, right. A wide variety of different tenses different people are using there. Let's listen and I'm going to listen and show you the tape script at the same time. The answer was 5. 5. Okay. Let me show you again. I play tennis. I've been playing since I was a kid. I remember I took it up when I was 9 because I had seen my friends play it and I wanted to try it too. I thought, when I'm older, I will be the best player in the world. Right, okay. So let's go through it. Tenses, 5 tenses. Here they are. I'll go through them very quickly and you can hear. I play tennis. I've been playing since I was a kid. I remember I took it up when I was 9 because I had seen my friends play it and I wanted to try it too. I thought, when I'm older, I will be the best player in the world. Okay, so it's 5 because we've got the present, right? Present simple. I play tennis. I'll just make this clearer for you. So you, just in case you want to know the tense. I've been playing, present perfect continuous. I remember I took it up, simple past. Because I had seen my friends play it, past perfect. And I wanted to try it too, past, I thought past, that's still the past. When I'm older, I will be. Conditional, right? When I am older, I will be. It's a first conditional. The first conditional combines the present and the future. When I am older, in the future, I will be, future with will, but it's the first conditional, right? So I've classified that as one tense rather than the future tense. So there's 5, right? I'll just make this a bit clearer. How can I make it clearer? There you go. I'll do this later, actually, because what I can do is I can rock the table. I can share this with you later on the PDF. So this PDF I will share with you at the end of the class. So you'll be able to see it later, right? So I'll tidy it up later. But you can see here all the different tenses, 5 tenses. So the simple IELTS tip is, if you've got a topic where the vocabulary is easy, enjoy that, great, and just change some tenses. When you're talking about things you like, talk about now, when you began, how long you have been doing it, things about the future. If I possibly past perfect, you know, the reason I started, or the reason I took up swimming, was I had seen my friend do it before. I had been to a swimming competition and loved it. I fell in love with swimming. Okay, so you can focus on tenses. Very, very simple tip. Okay, excellent. Good. Nice. Now then, I'm going to move on. I'm just looking at the time. Of course I am. Collocations. I'm going to basically here just share a website with you. And because it has some interesting collocations, I've looked at sport here. For example, we can say it's a mainstream sport. That is a collocation. A mainstream sport. It means it's popular with everyone. I mean, football is a mainstream sport. Probably shooting, not really. It's a bit of a niche sport. We can talk about a competitive sport, a spectator sport, which is a sport many people watch. Again, football is a spectator sport. Fishing is not really a spectator sport. Nobody goes to watch fishing. You do fishing, right? It's more a participatory sport. So these collocations, the website I recommend to you is Ausdic, and I'll just show you on the website. I'll show you directly. I'm just going to ask the guys, Burns and Apsara and Paula, if you can share the link with everybody. That would be fantastic. If you go to Ausdic, it's OZDIC, and it's great because it gives you collocations. It's a collocation dictionary, right? So it gives you collocations by adjective, mainstream, sport, major, popular sport. Gives you collocations by verb, to verb plus sport, to do a sport, to play a sport, to take up a sport, and so on, right? Let's take another example. Football. Classy football. Entertaining football. Football game. To play or to watch or to follow football, right? So it's giving you all the collocations for the words that you need. I think this is a fantastic, Cara, go away. I think this is a fantastic dictionary. It's online, it's free, and it's really, really useful. So go and check it out. OZDIC. It's a collocation dictionary. I think you'll love it. Okay. Now, we've got other ones. Yeah, David is also sharing the Oxford Collocation Dictionary. Excellent. Thanks for sharing that. That's lovely. Good. It's not clear to see it. Right. Miriam. Just look up OZDIC. That's all you need to look up. Hopefully the guys, I can see the guys are sharing it in the link as well. Great. Rodas Johnson, thank you so much. La Duca says, I use the Cambridge Dictionary. There are different ones, absolutely. Yep. Now, great. Earlier on in the lesson, I talked about people who don't like sport. And if you're not sporty and you get this topic, you may think, oh my God, what do I say? I hate sport. I don't watch it. I don't do it. I've got nothing to say. Ooh. Uh-oh, nightmare. Well, yes and no. Actually, no, not a nightmare. It's very, very, very simple. My IELTS tip number 2. Let me share this with you, right? What if you hate sports, right? What do you do if you hate sports in this topic? Any ideas? I'll tell you what you should do, right? Very, very simple. And I've got to thank somebody who answered my Facebook page post about this question. And they said, I don't know what to do. I get very, very nervous about sports. If you hate sports, say why you hate it, right? Say why you hate it. Don't just say, oh, I hate sport, don't like it. No. Say something like, well, so imagine the examiner says, do you play any sports? Well, to be honest, I must confess, I'm not very sporty. I've never been a big fan of sports. Even at school, I didn't really play sports. I didn't enjoy it. I just found it too competitive. I'm not very strong, and I actually just prefer to read books rather than play sport. Right? The important thing is you're speaking and speaking and speaking. Even if you hate sports, that is a class answer. Top-notch, beautiful answer, right? And all I've done is very, very simple, is I say why I hated it, why I hate sport. I realise it's a bit small. I talked about past experiences, right? Well, at school, we had to go running and we had to play football, and it was a real pain. I hated it because I got hot and sweaty. I was always tired. I'm not very strong. And then say what you prefer instead. Well, actually, I'd rather sit at home and watch a Netflix series. And you can just use this very, very simply to give a perfect, beautiful answer, even though you hate sports or whatever the topic is, right? What if you hate history? Do you like history? Well, actually, to be honest, no, I don't. I'm not interested in dates and figures and historical, stories. At school, I had a terrible history teacher who just made it really boring and tedious. I'm much more into science, actually. It's the same formula. Say why you hate it. Talk about past experiences and what you prefer instead. That's it. Okay. Good. Anush, it is not reasonable. It is not reasonable to hate sports. No, it's not unreasonable to hate sports. It's perfectly acceptable to hate sports, right? Not everybody loves sports. Great. Christine, thank you for your comment. Excellent. Eva says, but if it's a task 2, I cannot answer the questions. Well, what should I do? I challenge you to follow this formula, but just develop the answer more, right? I think if you're following this and looking at the bullet points, you'll be able to talk for a minute. If you practice, right? Do some practice. Choose the topics you're not interested in and just try practicing it. I admit, I must confess, this is easier for a part 1 question, but you can still do this on a part 2, right? If, for example, it's a sport you've played, you could talk about somebody else who's played that sport, if it's not you, after you've explained why. There are things you can do, right? Stay on topic, but you can do it. Okay. I'm just checking in. Great. Now, guys, I'm going to move on to talk about idioms. I'm just going to share with you 3 idioms to talk about sport. These 3 are not idioms with sport. They're to talk about sport. Very, very simple, easy to do. Number 1, to try your hand at is to try a new activity. For many people, some sports may be new. I'd like to try my hand at paragliding, right? It's like a parachute, but you're on a speedboat or you're jumping off a mountain. I'd like to try my hand at paragliding. Notice the at, I mentioned the preposition, so it's ing, remember? It looks so much fun, right? If you want to make a yes, you're already there. Make a sentence. I want to try my hand at playing the bamboo flute. That's great. It's not a sport, but it's still a good example. Great. Any others? Haj says, I'd like to try my hand at aerobics. Adela, I'd like to try my hand at doing yoga. Nice. Okay, excellent. I like to try my hand at playing basketball. Now, just notice, Amireza, that the difference between I'd like means that I'm thinking in the future, I would like to do it. If you say I like, it means you often do it. I like to try my hand at playing basketball means you often do it. Because it's a new activity, it's much more likely to be I'd, right? It's possible to say what you said, but with this verb, it's much more likely and probably better to say I'd like to try my hand at playing basketball. Because once you've done it once, you can't try your hand a second time because it's a new activity, right? Great. Civil engineer. I'd like to try my hand at elephant polo. What? Elephant polo? Never heard of it, but I can imagine it. Great. Mikola, I'd like to try my hand at working out. Fantastic. Good. To take up, this is a simple one. It doesn't mean to lift. It means to start a hobby or a sport. I'd take up water skiing. I would take up water skiing if I had the time and lived near a lake. Okay, I would take up water skiing if I could, if I had the time and if I lived near a lake, right? Second conditional, nice, to take up something. Right, some good examples. Again, share an example with me. You're all trying your hand at stuff. Faringiz, I'd like to try my hand at playing the piano. Why not? Great. As you're doing that, I'll do the last one. To root for is to support. So the root is the bottom of the vegetable or the tree. You've got a tree and the roots go into the ground, right? That's the root. But it also means to root for is to support. Similar idea, right? The roots support you. I'm not a big United fan, but today I'm rooting for United because I hate City. Let's imagine United are playing City in the match. And today you're watching the match. You say, well, I'm not a big United fan, but today I am rooting for United because I want City to lose, right? I hate City. I'm rooting for United. I usually root for Tottenham Hotspurs. Sometimes I root for, I don't know, Real Madrid. Normally, I know football fans root for the same team every time, right? To root for. Great. Take up, Fatima says, I'll take up a new job. Great. You're all trying your hand. Is that you? Because I'm really into Man City. Well, to tell you the truth, Min, I'm not a big football fan and I don't usually root for any team, surprising as it is. Yes. Duan, I'd like to take up a new adventurous sport like jumping bungee. Ah, interesting. It's actually, just to help you, it's bungee jumping. Okay, I'd like to take up a new adventurous sport like bungee jumping. I'll just give you a. You need a because it's a sport. It's just one sport. Excellent, nice. Anyone else taking things up? Look, Ma, I'd like to take up tennis. Had I the time? Ooh, that's very, very nice. I like it. Good. I'm not a big Barca fan, but I'm rooting for Barca because I hate Liverpool. Hooray! Well done. Yes. Any others? Afros, I'm rooting for football match, although I don't like football match. So normally you wouldn't root for a football match. That's more like you can follow or watch. Rooting is normally with a team, right? Let me just make that clear. But this is great, Afruz, because you're helping me make it clear to everybody to support a team or someone, right? A player. Excuse me. So it's normally a team or a player in a sports match or a competition, right? I think somebody said, I'm rooting for my partner. Yes, Joanna, can I share this, Joanna? Because this also is a similar thing. I'm not a big fan of watching tanning match. However, I'm rooting for my partner because he loves it. So this means your partner is playing in the match. And if your partner is a player and you're rooting for him, perfect. If he's watching, you can't root for him, right? You only root for the player or the team. Great. Thank you so much, you guys. That's great. Any others? Last one. Ali, I'm a die-hard fan of Roger Federer. Very, very good. I root for some product. Not really. No, it's more when it's in a competition or a sport or a game, really. Okay, any others? What do you want to take up, Keith? Oh, interesting. I think if I had the time, what would I take up? I would actually, I seriously, I would like to take up water skiing. Yeah, it's just a true example. I'd love to take up water skiing. If I had more time, I can create time. Maybe I should just do it. Yeah, why not? Okay, nice. I'm going to move on, guys, from these idioms. Keep practicing. Lovely to see you practicing. We've talked about idioms. We're going to finish up. We've talked about tips, of course. We've talked about idioms and collocations. The last thing on our list is we're going to finish up with a game of Kahoot. Hooray! I'm going to set this up in a moment. The game is a way for us to review what we've been doing today. Just before we do that, I do want to remind all of you that if you enjoy the live lessons, go and check out my website, Keith Speaking Academy. Go and have a look at it. You can find lots more resources over there. I'll just share it with you. And I'll make it a bit smaller. At the end of today's lesson, you will be able to go there. Get rid of that. Right, you can go there and you can go to the free live lessons area. Remember, our live lesson is the first Thursday of each month at 10 a.m. And you will be able to download the PDF and get the lesson on last time transportation, this time sport. Okay, so you can get that there. If you like the live lessons, then go and check out my online course. You can get it either clicking here or just click the Study With Me button. It's IELTS Speaking Success Get a Band 7 Plus Gold. And this course has lots of model answers. It has lots of language. You can practice the speaking success system. Inside here, there's an introduction to the course. Other students will tell you about it. It's got the speaking success system, which is a way of practicing chunks, collocations, and language like we've seen today. Tells you about me. We've got live interactive lessons. So with this, you've got the videos, it's self-study, you've got strategies, tips, quizzes, but also, as well as a lifetime access, money back guarantee if you don't like it. You've got 2 live lessons a month, similar to what we're doing today, but even better. On the 2nd and 3rd Thursday, you've got live lessons where we practice more and more topics from IELTS Speaking. You can check out the curriculum here, and if you like it, it's $87. You can go up, you can press the buy now button, and you can go forward and go and buy it here. Just fill in the information. Okay, so that's it. Just letting you know about that. It's the online course that I have for IELTS Speaking. It's the gold course. There are other courses, but that's the best one I think that I've got. You can check it out if you're interested. KeithSpeakingAcademy.com. Okay, on that note, we're going to move over to Kahoot, and let's play the game of Kahoot. This is a way for us to review what we've been doing today. What you need to do is to go here. Go to kahoot.it. If you're new, you'll enjoy this, I think. And even if you're not, you'll still enjoy it. Go to Kahoot.it and put in your name and the PIN code. I'll ask 4 questions. You choose an answer, and let's see who is the fastest and who gets the right answers. It's all based on what we've done today. So I'm going to go up here and just Kahoot you guys. I'm going to Kahoot you. Great. Oh, no, that's not the one. I'm going to switch over here. Bear with me, guys. As you're waiting, you can just go in and you can what? You can go in and you can get ready. I have to sign in. Always makes me sign in. Here we go. Sports. Start. So let me make this into the website. Kahoot.it. We're going to play the classic mode. Get ready to join. So you want to keep watching me. There's your PIN. But go to Kahoot.it, put in your name and 156163. Guys, if the moderators, you could share the PIN as well, that would be fantastic. Excellent. I'll just give you a few seconds to get in. Lichen, I like your comment. You said, it reminds me of the Euro Cup last summer. Some Europeans were not Italy fans, but they rooted for Italy because they were not into England. That's so true. So, so true. Often people root for the other team because they don't like a particular team. Kiwa says, I take up skydiving. You're a brave person, Kiwa. Very brave. Great. So once you've signed in, just wait a tick, wait a mo, and we will get going. Don't worry if you can't sign in, right? You can still put your answer in the comment section and we'll still get it. BB, I don't have a cat. Okay, let's go straight in. Let's start. Sports. First question. I have blank yoga for 2 years. Do, done, play or played. You've got 30 seconds to answer. I have blank yoga for 2 years. Do, done, play or played. And you can put your answer in the chat if you like, if you're not in Kahoot. Ooh, a lot of different answers. Oh, that's interesting. So most of you got the idea of the verb to do, but only 74 got done, right? It's because it's the present perfect. I have done, right? You can't say I have do. You have to say I have done yoga for 2 years. Present perfect. Okay, nice. Let's see who's top. Shahrukh is top. Taki and Taki, how did you do that? Are in second and third place. Monster X and F. Josus is fifth. Next question. When it comes to football, I blank for Manchester United. Follow, fan, love, root. When it comes to football, I blank for Manchester United. Follow, fan, love, root. Let's see. Oh, fantastic. The vast majority got it right. I root for Manchester United. Quite a few people jumped for follow. Of course, you can say I follow Manchester United, but you cannot say I follow for, right? Has to be I root for Manchester United, meaning I support them. Very good. Let's see if you're still at the top. Oh dear. Shahrukh, you've disappeared. A complete change. We've got Monster X has gone up to first place, Sparsh second, Mac third. Okay, let's move on. Question number 3. I really blank football. Fan, into, dig, keen. I really blank football. Fan, into, dig, keen. This will sort out the wheat from the chaff. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Oh my, oh my. Wow, I think this is one of the first time we have the majority wrong. So most of you have said into. I really into. Remember, it has to be I am really into. I am into something. But if there's no am, what is it? I really dig football. It's a verb, right? It must be a verb. I really dig football. I am really keen on football. You're missing too many things. And a football fan is a noun. So here it must be a verb, and dig is the verb. I really dig football. I like football. Wow, that sorted out a few. Here we go. Next question. Oh no, scoreboard. Yeah, no surprise. TTKP shot up right to the top. Sparsh is still in second. Camos third. Haj and GSP have all shot up. Sarah, you're the highest climber. Keep going. Next question. Last question. After work, I usually slump blank in front of the telly. Up, away, down, on. After work, I usually slump blank in front of the telly. Up, away, down, on. Oh, that's very pleasing. Slump down, right? Means to fall on the sofa or to sit on the sofa in a bad posture, usually, or to drop and collapse onto the chair or the sofa in front of the telly. To slump down. Lovely. Well done. Let's find out what the final score is. Sports podium. How pertinent. Haj is in third out of the blue. Sparsh holding second place. First, TTKP. Well done, my friend. That's excellent. Very, very, very nice. Let's give him a round of applause. Excellent. Fantastic. Well done, TTKP. You've got there. Top of the pops. Well, apart from question 3 that most people got wrong, well done, all of you. But that's the great thing about Kahoot, is it helps you learn from your mistakes, as in all language learning. So listen, guys, we've done a lot today. We've talked about, sports over here. We have looked at vocabulary, right? We've looked at sports that you do, sports you dig, you're keen on, you're a fan of. We talked about watching sports when we listened to the 2 different answers. Somebody who slumped down in front of the telly, and the other one who was, I don't like sports unless a walk in the park counts. And we've also looked at some tips for IELTS speaking. So tips to help you if you don't like sports, what to do, right? Remember, just say why you don't like it. Talk about a past experience and what? Say why, talk about a past experience. And then say what you prefer instead, right? Okay, and we've done collocations and idioms. OZDIC, O-Z-D-I-C, was the collocation dictionary I recommend. And we've also played Kahoot at the end. Lovely. Thank you so much for joining me. Our next lesson will be at the start of October. So it's going to be on I can tell you in a moment on what date in October. It's going to be on the 6th of October, okay? The 6th of October. So do remember, our live lessons is the first Thursday of each month. Do come and join us. If you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, then please do subscribe if you like the lesson. Turn on the notifications so you'll find out about new lessons coming up. I will have a recorded lesson in the 3rd week of September, which I'll put on YouTube. And of course, you can join me in Facebook if you like Facebook. Not everybody does, but I've got the Key Speaking Academy, and there's also a Facebook group, the Mastermind Community for IELTS Speaking. You can join us there. And if you want to get the PDF from today in a few hours or tomorrow, go to the Keith Speaking Academy and you'll be able to find everything you need to succeed in IELTS speaking. You can also check out the online course, the Gold course, and other courses I have there for you. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. As always, it's a great pleasure. It's a great feeling to be back here in Spain in the rain. I'm back working again. So have a lovely week and I will see you soon. Take care, my friends. All the best now. Bye-bye. Cheerio now. Bye-bye.